women who say, yeah, that women would have it way more difficult. It is for women. It is arduous to accomplish something, and that much did not change. Well, this is true. It is still the women are disadvantaged. Still, we have statistics. Women uh, or fewer women have higher education. Nevertheless, feminism is better off than in the area of baby boomers. Feminist thoughts has made it into the institutions. It is in the mainstream. It is in books, in media, in television. It is true that there are still fewer women in some branches, business branches, but this is rather, especially in some business branches and so on. This has rather to do with the grown or if you are a businessman, or if you a little bit understand of business, then you know that businesses are made with people you trust. You do not make with everyone a business agreement, and these friendships, these close bonds, they have grown over generations. So if you have a name you can rely on, this means this is some sort of a card you can put on the table. This is your identity, and women were mostly excluded from this. And now, when women came into this new sphere, they are of course excluded. Of course, not only because of grown relationship, but as well as of sexual bias. This is true. Nevertheless, millennial feminism has it easier because those great thoughts, especially by the second wave of feminism, which I think is to this very day, those women of the second wave of feminism, they were the most successful ones, and that the third wave feminism right now, they have actually not really come close to their accomplishments. I mean, of course, feminism is a very broad topic, and I don't wanna some sort of lose myself in it. But however, to just sum it up, the difference between baby boomers is, and one thing you somehow know, of course, is that the baby boomer generation had just more sophisticated thinkers. I mentioned in France and so, whereas in the millennial era, feminism rather lost itself in identity politics also, that all those resources that they are somehow not properly used and so on. However, but what I want to talk about in specific is because of this fruit is sexuality. I think we have to talk about the LGBTQ community as well, but this is something I will do in a later episode. But in general, to some sort of differentiate sexuality or the approach to sexuality between baby boomers and millennials is, I think, very important. And the condition of baby boomers was like I said, to some sort of overcome this pious mainstream after the World War, who seek some sort of family values after the atrocities of war. After atrocities of war, they seek some values, and that sexuality then was in a way confined to the home, to the room, and that this sexual revolution, or one key element, was actually to bring sexuality in the center of all attention, and for that female sexuality, this was in the 60s and 70s, whereas millennials in our age, as you might know, are flooded with sexuality. This is not only I mean, within the left is some sort of a notion that this would be cunning cunning admins like in this TV series Madman, so that this would be cunning admins who bring in sexuality to sell any product that they want. Well, this is not true. As well as social media, we talked about it the last time. This new ego fetish in our era that people present with their private lives on social media, but especially their body, because everything has centralized to 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 this aspect, your individuality. This is part of the millennial age, and so you could say that sexualization has taken over society, and this is a way different social condition than the baby boomers had. It is not a question whether you want a free sexuality anymore, because it is already out in the open. But of course, we have to say that mostly women are sexualized. Uh, Mostly women you will see naked in ads, and if you always consider some ads, I mean, there's a lot of not only ads but as well as music videos, rap videos. You will find a lot of stuff from that, how women are portrayed. There is even a lot of literature about it. So anyone who is interested in it should definitely check it out. But from millennials, of course, is or it is not true that there are some people who think within the left that sexuality would be confined to the private sphere. Well, this is not what is the some sort of the fact. This is rather a reaction to what is happening here. So I mean, if in an age again like before, in an age where you live through over sexualization, of course, people will seek to restrain the effect on your children, on yourself as well, because you have to be aware of one thing, that in every society there is always some sort of a contra movement. So if there's over sexualization, then there will be always people who will try to position themselves with social values, and a father or a mother who does not want her daughter or boy or whatever being sexualized, it is not something you should immediately see as a conservative view or whatsoever. So this private sphere, or that sexuality should again be put into a private sphere, this is in a way indeed understandable, but not any, you would not assume that this is conservative or whatsoever, because indeed there are within the left some people who say that this exploitation of women, in a way, this over sexualization of women has a bad influence. You would, yeah, there are some studies to that. You could partially see or read them. However, there is of course, and this is a fact, and what we want to analyze is how people deal with this fact, or what they advocate to, and how do they approach these this sexualization. And this is especially of the women. I mean, men are sexualized too, but if you watch closely, men are in a way sexualized. Let's say it's always in combination with success, with beauty, or whatever. If you see this in some rap videos, then there's always one man who was in a way successful, and then all these women, and these beautiful women are his prize, or any other, or any other ad, or any other sphere. Women are some sort of an accessory. Female sexuality is an accessory. Sorry, you are you rap into, and comes with success, with beautiful cars, beautiful homes, and so on. And there is, of course, a different approach between sexuality and among the left, and this is, you could say, some sort of a leftist approach, and and this is some sort of stating that the woman, she cannot uh, she cannot escape this male gaze. She cannot escape being objectified by men. This would then lead to an understanding. This has to do with Judith Papa, or, or with not only Judith Butler, but with other feminist thinkers as well. But so that women would somehow how see themselves through their eyes would be some sort of only exist for, for, for this male craving, and that women in a way would not experience their own sexuality. And this goes even so far that some within the left see women, or see that there are so many cases of frigidity, that frigidity would be a sign that women would not love sex or sexual intercourse, and that this goes. And I read some of these papers, and I mean, you can see this what it was, but it has some sort of a foundation in the society, that there's a new term which calls you are asexual in a way. Uh, what this really means, I don't know, because if you pay close attention to those concepts of heterosexual, or being heterosexual and being homosexual, one key difference is that your sexuality is being defined by what you crave for. So if you are a straight man, then you uh, uh, crave women, and this is why you are being called straight. And if you're homosexual, then you crave from the same uh, sex, and this is why you called homosexual. Nevertheless, as well as transsexual, of course, nevertheless, asexualism is something which has become the norm. I've, I think I haven't quite understood this form, because this makes those concepts of homosexuality and so on pretty much obsolete. However, in the millennial age, female sexual sexuality is some sort of considered differently. It is it is it is an attempt it is, of course, an attempt to deal with this over sexualization. This is an impact what was brought in it, despite the fact that you are not allowed to make naked pics on Instagram. But if you really watch Instagram, there are a lot of half naked women in bikinis whatsoever, and mostly men follow them. You get aware of it if you read the comment section, and I would warmly suggest to read some of those comments in the comment section of those women. Then you get aware of some instances. So that, however, another attempt is this is as well as started within the left to some sort of counter this this sexuality. This is the form of obesity, because this new beauty, or this the new over sexualization, comes with a new beauty of healthy beauty women, beautiful women who expose themselves on social media. This and the answer, or one answer, another answer is some sort of create a different view of beautiful, and this is obesity. So that obese people would be considered as beautiful as well. I mean, don't miss uh, mistake about it. But however,